Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the finest Dawn of War Pro modcast this side of East Yorkshire. And today we have a 1 versus 1 on Quest's Triumph. Over in the Ork corner we've got Matu, and over in the Necron corner we have got Itness. Itness going to be opening up with triple plasma generators, a Necron warrior squad and a summoning court, whereas the Ork player is going to go for a singular shooter boy squad, boys hut and a generator, with the slugger boys moving slowly but surely over towards this relic where they'll be having a bit of a sniff around and see if they can capture it. So a bit of a difficult matchup, I think, for the Ork player, to be honest. In Dawn of War Pro mod, the Necron player starts off with 3 Builder Scarab units straight from the get-go, which allows him to get a Necron warrior squad out straight from the beginning of the match. So it's not your usual slow build for the Necrons in this version of the game. So the Orks will have to be very careful in how they approach their early game. That's why I assume that they've gone for this relic straight away, because it takes a little bit longer for them to cap it. Going to go for their big mech, as well as some... Are these more shooter boys? Yeah, second squad of shooter boys, which is a fair thing to do. Necron warriors are known for bashing in close combat, so slugger boys probably aren't your best opener. And once the summoner core goes down, they will also be able to get... Ah, there we go. Going to go get some flayed ones, as well as a disruption field. So these Necron warriors are going to be a tough cookie to crack. Listing personnel being built up on this relic will be an ideal place to set up some sort of defensive perimeter if the Necrons do decide to attack down here. All of this bits and bobs over here not yet been touched or hampered by either side. Builder Scarab is going to be capturing this critical location over yonder. Necron warriors pushing out slowly but surely. I imagine for the Orks what they've got to do is that they're going to make sure that the Necron player doesn't get their critical mass of units, playing aggressive but not too aggressive, waiting for them to get into their tier 2, get some big shooters on these shooter lads, maybe some flash kits or some knob squads. Blade one's going to be teleporting in, going to ruin the morale of this big mech if they stay within close range of him for too long. I mean, that's another weakness that the Orks have in this game. The slugger boys and shooter boys have fairly low morale when they're on their own, more or less. Less boys that you have, the sadder they get quicker. Blade one's going to absolutely annihilate this listing post straight away, asking no questions. Necron warrior is going to follow these guys into close combat. Slugger boys over here going to see if they can screen these shooter boys for as long as they humanly can. Big mech slapping down that Builder Scarab, going to teleport somewhere. Where's he gone? Oh, teleport smack bang into the middle of combat. Grot's also going to join in combat by the looks of things. Oh no, never mind, they were just swanning by, trying to build up this listing post, but being wiped out quick as you like. Those shooter boys, they're getting the numbers up. Slugger boys, the same as well. Blade ones look like they're going to be teleporting home with their green little flashy bits around them. Necron warriors, I do believe, only had... Yeah, they only had 3 models left. And if you're unaware, in Dawn of War Pro mod, these guys cannot reinforce when they're away from the main base. So while, yes, they are able to get in and out nice and quick, the longer they stay out, the more damage that they will become. Listing post being built up over here, as well as a obelisk on the relic. So it looks like that the northern side of the map will be Necron controlled. Good spread of plasma generators at the moment. Tier 2 going for Itness. What's the Orks at the moment? 25. So he's only got one warband at the moment. Yeah, so he's lacking a bit in attack at the moment, but he's just trying to get comfortable in tier 1 before he then decides to spend more money on going up next. Lots of shooter boys. What's the economy at the moment? 85 and 10 compared to 70 and 22% build time. I'm going to go for pile of guns here, which is ideally what you want. Want to get some big shooters on these lads as soon as possible. Slugger boys, where have you gone, Slugger boys? Are you just with the big mech? Yeah, you're just with the big mech, chilling out. Necron's not being too aggressive at the moment. They are going to recruit their Necron Lord before doing any more shenanigans. Nothing else coming out of the monolith as of yet. They are able to... the Necron Lord is able to jump in and put down a Necron tier pylon, which the Necrons can teleport to, which is quite useful. Grot's now got their invisibility. The potential for some burner bombs, which is something that we do love to see. Nothing crazy going on at the moment there. Normally you would see the Orks potentially doing some bashing of their own, maybe going for these obelisks up north. But you just know for a fact that no matter which way that the Orks go, the Necrons will just teleport in the opposite direction. And to be honest, this is a really good, nice defensive zone that they've made. Yeah, of course, they've got the listing post here that they want to keep alive, and they'll fight to death over this. But then, when they start getting beaten back a bit, they can then fall between the protective coverings of all these buildings over here. They have also upgraded this listing post for defensive purposes. Flayed ones teleporting in. Minefield looks like it'll be constructed. Whether it's finished before these guys get there is another question. Minefield, they'll be particularly deadly against these flayed ones, as obviously they'll want to get close to all these dudes and dudettes. The big mech moving forward. Shooter boys opening a salvo of accurate and inaccurate shots alike with their big shooters. Necron tier pylon throwing down a face down in the middle of these shooter boys. Does provide a... what was it? Vision? Like a vision debuff. Line of sight, that's the word I'm looking for. Or words that I'm looking for. Reduces the general line of sight, and at later tiers they are able to also provide a regenerative bonus to any Necrons nearby. Does look like that they've gone for their tier 2 disruptor fields, you can tell by the glyph above their heads. Going to teleport somewhere. They're going to teleport over here. Storm boys trying to bash this obelisk, but these Necron warriors don't want to see their obelisk being desecrated by the living. The location though will be taken down, and so will this strategic point as well. Orks do have the mass now, and with this bunch of stuff over here, this will be able to defend itself for at least a fairly little while. The Orks don't have to rush back to its defence. Blade One's going to cut off the retreat path of these Storm Boys. I assume that they've used all their jumping juice at the moment, as they cannot seem to get past these flayed ones. I can see a pylon being thrown down once again. Necron Lord getting in the thick of it, distracting these shooter boys as these warriors move forward to get into position. Storm Boys jumping away. Big mech with his slugger boys, not having the best of times against this Necron Lord. Straight up fight, I do believe that an unupgraded Necron Lord will lose against a big mech.
3 minutes.
Necron Lord tends to be a utility hero at the beginning of the game, once he gets all his little artifacts and whatnot. Can be quite deadly in the late game though, when he gets his hero war gear. Shooter boys over here, squad wipe, very unfortunate.
Victory countdown.
Critical location being decapped by the Builder Scabs over in the middle. And yeah, the Orks had models, but now they don't. Storm Boys though, doing what they can. Won't have amazing building bashing potential until they get a Storm Boy knob with a Power Claw upgrade. Don't seem to be any Power Claw upgrades going on at the moment though. Necrons are starting to bash away at this listing post. Will get caught in this minefield a little bit. Starting to turn themselves away. Attack Scavs now out on the field as well. But these boys will shred through vehicles and buildings. As well as I do believe that they also give a morale penalty for anyone that they're in close combat with. Listing post being shot down. Storm Boys returning the favour. Blade Ones, having teleported back home, will now try and see if they can bother these Storm Boys. Storm Boys will not want to tussle with that hustle and decide to jump away into the middle. Very active use of the Storm Boys. I do like that. Big Mech has gone for his little extra bits and bobs. Any vehicles coming his way will be zapped. I do believe that's what the Power Claw little symbol. I mean, it's not Power Claw. It's like a Tech Priest claw almost coming from his backpack. Necron Lord quite content with firing at a distance, throwing down another pillar, piercing the formation of the Orks. They have gone for some hard boys. Will help them smash up any flayed ones. War Truck now on the field, so we're going for tier 2 for the Orks. War Trucks will help them with the kind of manoeuvrability of the Necrons. I mean, obviously, their manoeuvrability comes in the form of teleportation. Minefield being placed down earlier, paying dividends, as we mentioned. going to reduce the morale and health of these flayed ones very quickly. Storm Boys now flanking around the side, going to be occupying these Necron warriors as the Shooter Boys lay open fire on these guys. Big explosion from the obelisk, disrupting the formation and also doing a fair bit of damage. Flayed ones now teleporting over here, going to be supporting their warriors, going to see if they can slice their metal tendrils through the war truck. Shooter Boys, more and more. Oh dear, we've got a Nob Squad as well on the field as well. Fighting juice going on these hard boys. They will be able to go toe-to-toe with these flayed ones, even with their impressive morale damaging capabilities. I mean, these knobs don't seem to be affected one iota by these flayed ones. Soon the flayed ones will have their morale broken themselves. Once the Necron player loses their morale on a unit, they do have a free teleport home. The teleportation, how it works, that they pay some money from the Necron monolith over here, and then they more or less paint their units with a little green glow, which allows them a free teleport home. Not free, it costs money. But when the morale's broken, they are able to teleport back home for free. Also, when the morale's broken, their ability to rebuild is reduced to about 20%, I think. My numbers are correct. We've got an engine core over here, so potential Night Lord players. Played ones once again in out, shaking it all about in the middle of the map. Second squad of flayed ones as well, forming themselves a Necron sandwich of some description.
3 minutes until
The boys and Nob Squads though, they don't mind, they love a good scrap. Best thing about Necrons from an Orc perspective is that if you kill one of them, sometimes they get back up and you can fight them all over again. The gift that keeps on giving is the Necrodermis of the Necrons. The Orcs seem to be getting a slow upper hand over here. I mean, sure, yeah, these flayed ones are pestering and bothering these Shooter Boys, but the elite units of the Orcs are proving a bit tough for the Necron Lord to handle. He's going to go for some Faras. Oh, no, sorry, not Faras, Pariahs. Nob's just charging straight in. More Necron tier pillars being popped down. Does look like the water won't be able to get in. A little bit of a tight squeeze for him. Blade one's been crippled one body at a time.
2 minutes until taking hold victory.
I mean, these pariahs are going to have to put in some work. They are very, very quick. I do believe that they've got the ability to teleport as well. Absolute devastation and damage that these guys cause. Knockback on everything that they do. Do believe as well that they also have a general debuff to speed for every slice of their war scythes that they bring. Big Mech looking like he's going to go on a date with this Necron monolith. We're siding against it. Pillar going down. And what can a Necron player do from this point onwards? I mean, I suppose it's just build more warriors, build more flayed ones, hope for the best. I mean, there's no wraiths coming out of the summoning core because they can build units outside of these buildings. And yeah, summoning core with some wraiths might be a shout just to prevent the overall DPS of these Shooter Boys from getting out. Nob Squad not looking all that pretty at the moment.
Until taking hold victory.
Matu there. He has got that victory point countdown, well, critical location countdown going on. Only 52 seconds left. Not sure if in the heat of the moment the Necron player is forgetting about it. Attack scabs going on over here, pestering and bothering these tank busters. Builder scabs will have to do some decapping of at least two of these critical locations. But do they have the time or the inclination? Decap from these attack scabs going on in the middle. They are throwing out the GG. Yeah, it doesn't look like that they'll be able to decap two of them. Very unfortunate. Too concerned with all the combat going on into the base. But it's easy to forget, to be honest. I mean, critical locations, almost a secondary thought, usually in these kinds of games. But wonderful play from both players. I mean, if there wasn't a critical location going down, these pariahs would have been able to... I mean, as you can see, they were able to push these guys back with the help of some Necron warriors. And even with the stuff going on over there, I reckon the Necron player would have been able to crawl their way back into a sizable position. But cool, anyway, thanks for joining us. My name's been Mr. Landshark, pleasure's always, never short, and I will see you in a bit. Peace.